Hello all, myself Dr. Shanti Verma. In today's tutorial, I am going to discuss functions in Python programming language. Let's first discuss what is function. Basically, function is a block of organized, reusable code that is used to perform a single related action. Functions basically provide a better modularity to your program. In Python, a function is a group of related statements that performs a specific task. Functions help break out your program into a smaller and the modular chunks. So functions are used basically for to do a modular programming. As our program grows larger and larger, functions make it more organized and manageable. Functions provide a high degree of code reusing also. Now let's discuss some rules for defining functions in Python. Functions block begin with the keyword def followed by the function name and the parenthesis. In parenthesis, you can pass your input parameters or arguments. The code block within every function starts with a colon, and when you put colon, your code is self-injected. At last, you can write a return statements for exit function, optionally passing back and expression to the caller. A return statement with no argument is same as the return none. Now let's discuss the syntax of define function. In this, you can see that for defining a function, the first keyword is a def. Then you have to write the function name, and in function name you can pass the parameters. You have to then make a colon sign, write your statements within the function, and then the return statements. Basically, the input parameter is placed within the parenthesis and also defines the parameter inside the parenthesis. Return statement exists in a function block, and we can also use a return with a no argument. Now let's take one example of the function. In this program, you can see that I first make a comment for defining the print str function. Next line is declaring a docstring. For defining a function, you can see here that that keyword is used, then the function name, and the parameter is a str1, that is a string. This string is we want to print, and the function is printing the argument str1. First, so the body of the function is the print str1, and here I write only return, it means return none. For calling the user defined function, you have to write print underscore str, that is the function name, and pass the parameter as an argument. This is the function call. After executing this function, you can see this calling the user defined function in your Python shell. Now let's discuss the functions argument passing types. There are two ways in which the argument can be passed to a function, that is the pass by value or the pass by reference. Basically, in the pass by value, the function creates a copy of the variable, passed it as an argument, but the actual object is not affected, and the object is of the immutable type. While in the pass by reference, the actual object is passed to the called function. So all the changes made to the object inside the function affects the original value, and the object is a mutable type. It should be noted that in pass by value, the object is immutable, while in the pass by reference, the object is mutable type. Now let's discuss the example of passing the arguments. Uh, in this example, you can see that I declare a one variable, that is a equals to 10, and define a one function that reflects the changing of value inside and outside the function. So I pass a as an argument. Within the function, the value of a is 20. Then print the value of a with its location using the by default function id. Then Again, outside the function, print the value of a, calling the function, and again the print value of a. In the output, you can see that before function call, the value of a equals to 10. Okay. Then the address is given as, inside the function the value of a is 20 and the address is same, and before the function call again the a value of a is 10 and address is same. You can see that the new memory address of a inside the function inside the function call, and actual variable a is not changing. This is the example of the pass y value. Now let's discuss the example of passing the value as a keyword argument. In this example, you can say that see that I declare a one string, one list. That name is my list, and the value is a 14246. I declare a one function that name is change value and passing this list as a argument. Now I change the value at the third index of the list is 30. Printing the value of my list, return null. Before function call, again printing the value, call the function, and after. So you can see in the output that before function call, this is the first statement. Before function call, the my list value is 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. So the same value, no change in the list. While inside the function, you can see that this value is changed. Okay, so this is the third index of the list and the value is overwrite as 30, and after the function call you can see that again the value is changed, means in place of 5 the value is 30. The value of the my list is changed after the function call, but you can see that addresses are same. Now let's discuss the function arguments. Basically, you can pass function arguments by various types like default argument and keyword arguments. Default arguments assumes a default value if a value is not provided in the function call for that argument, and this default value is evaluated only once. Let's take example. You can see that in this function I declare a one function, that name is a function 1, and I pass a two parameter as a argument. One is a and second value is b, and I declare this value as 90. Now inside the function I print the value of a and print the value of b. Now calling the function, I declare a as a Monica and b equals to 50 and a equals to Lalit. In this function call you can see that I not pass the value of b. The output is, you can see that the value of A is Monica, B is 50, Lalit, value of A is Lalit and B is 90, that I declared as a default argument. So in the default argument that value is evaluated once, and if you don't pass this function it takes the default value. This default value is evaluated only once. This make a difference when the default is mutable object such as a list, dictionary or instances of most classes. You can see in this example that I declare a one function and passing the second parameter in function as a list, and that is a null list. Now I am appending the b values in the list and return the list. In the first function call, the value appended is a Devanshi, second Gunjan, third Monica, fourth Lalit, and fifth Purva. So these all values are at one in one instance one value is appended on the list and print as a output. Now let's discuss keyword argument. Keyword arguments are related to the function calls, and these keyword arguments in a function call, the caller identifies the argument by the parameter name, not the value. We also allow to skip arguments or place them out of order. The Python interpreter use the keywords provided to match the values with the parameters. In this example, you can see that I declare one function that name is function1 with two parameters date and year, and I print the value of date and year within the function and return none. Now when I call in the function 1, I pass the year equals to 1975 and date equals to 20. You can see that in declaring the function, the date is the first parameter and year is the second parameter, but in calling the year is the first parameter and date is the second. So in the keyword argument, it's not matters the order of the sequence of parameters. You can see the output is date equals to 20 and year equals to 1975. Now let's take another example. In this function, you can see that there are four parameters. First is a date, second is a year, third is a name, and fourth is a title. Now I print the date, year, name, and title. In first calling of the function, I pass the value 22, date equals to 19, date equals to 15, name equals to Purva, and 24, 1897, Gunjan and Singh. You can see that here the year 1989 is a default variable, name Monica default, and title is Singh. So in the first calling of this function, this 22 is assigned in a date. In second step here, I declare the date equals to 19, so it take date 19, year 1989, and all these default values. In third calling, date equals to 15, but I change the value name as a Purva, so it replace Monica as a Purva. And in fourth argument, I pass all the values, so it takes all the values passed by the user in the output. Now let's discuss a variable length argument. These arguments are more arguments than we specified while defining the function. The asterisk is placed before the variable name that holds the value of all non-keyword variable arguments, and basically this is the tuple remains empty if no additional arguments are specified during the function call. You can see in the example that for declaring a variable length argument, you have to place a star before the argument name. These are the basically formal argument, and this is a variable length argument, and this is called arbitrary because asterisk sign is placed before the variable name. Now let's take example of a variable length output. You can see in the output example that there are one function that name is function1 having the two parameters name and second parameter is a value that is a variable length argument, and I print the name and the value. In the first function call, I pass the value 45. So it takes the 45 in the name, and in the value it returns a null tuple. While in the second call, the first value is 56, then 89, 90 and 67. So it takes 56 in the name and 89, 90 and 67 in the form of the tuple. Now let's discuss lambda function. Basically, lambda is an anonymous function, and it is used whether function objects are required. These functions are called anonymous because they are not declared in the standard manner by using the def keyword. The syntax for declaring the lambda expression is a lambda, then argument and colon sign and then expression. Lambda is used to declare a single line function. Uh, in this example, you can see that I declare one function, function1 with parameter n, and in returning I write lambda x colon x into n. This is the if I pass x in a lambda function, it returns x into n. So first I call the function 1 and I pass the value 3. So n value of n equals to 3. And when I print A4, it means A is a basically lambda function, and I pass 4 in A, so the x value is 4. It calculates 3 into 4 and the output is 12. This is the more about the functions. For more queries, you can mail me on shanti.verma@alginstitute.edu.in. Thank you.